And we are live. We are live, people. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the critical thinkers. We say what we see, not just how we feel. Welcome, guys. I hope you've had a blessed, amazing day. I hope you guys stood up, stayed up, should I say, and watched that match with us. Do you know what? The West Ham game was decent, but the Bournemouth game was better. And if there's one word to use to describe the situation, it's progress, people. We can see some progress in the way that we are playing, people. Listen, on today's show, there is a lot of news for me to go through, so I'm going to whiz through the news as quickly as I can. We have a lot of fallout, a lot of quotes, and a lot of information from the back or off the back of the Bournemouth win. We have news and reflection from the team on the Bournemouth game by AMORIM. AMORIM has come out with quotes talking about Cunha, his absence. He's also spoken about Dorgu. Williams have come out and he's had some quotes we can talk about and look at. Dorgu, of course, had his post-match interview and he said a few things for us to talk about. Hojlund was also interviewed and Hojlund has some interesting quotes about the competition for places and his future. So we're gonna discuss it on this channel. Bournemouth head coach has come out and praised Man United. And Ben Jacobs was also, off the back of that victory, he's also saying that the senior United players value Anthony. Could Anthony have a way back into this squad? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about today. Also, a side note, apart from the fallout of the game, from the game yesterday or today, which way you want to look at it, there's also, of course, transfer news, which is, the main purpose of this show. So apparently, people, we have news that Malacia, Nacho, Sancho, Anthony are going to be training with the under-21s. We have updates with regards to Chelsea's pursuit of Garnacho. Really, really big updates with regards to Chelsea and Garnacho. Jadon Sancho potentially going back to Borussia Dortmund is a thing. It is a thing, people, so we can talk about that. Also, we have Cesco, Benjamin Cesco updates from David Ornstein. Really big news for us to go through as well. Now, this is really good, and I like to hear this rumor, but there is news coming out of Manchester United that we like Baleba. No, we're not going in for him. It's not a transfer we're going to do this year, but United have put it out there that we are looking at Baleba. We saw refusing to train with Bournemouth, or should I say Brentford. He is refusing to train, and Isak is still waiting for Liverpool. There is a lot for us to get through on today's show, guys. So I'm going to whiz through it as quickly as possible. Before I start, as always, big up the chat. I see TK's in the building. This be like Christmas morning. I can hardly wait, fellas. Wiz, TK is a funny guy, because TK in the chat, he's saying that he stayed up, but he's not from the UK. So I believe that, what did you say, TK? It was like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock when you were watching the match, while the rest of us in the UK were dying at 2:30 in the morning, bro. So I get the banter. I get it. TK's like, I totally stayed up. Yeah, bro. Yeah, of course you did. Oh, man. But big up the chat. Big up the chat as always. So let's get into it, guys. In fact, do you know what? Before we get into it, I just want to highlight that I did do a match reaction. So please check out my match reaction, which has been up 13 hours ago. It's got 83 views. I don't get too many views, but I'm getting there. We're moving up. So that's my match reaction. Please go and check out my thoughts of the game, and as well as my match reaction. I always do, or I'm trying to do, a tactical analysis, people. So I recorded and
we are live, people. We are live. Welcome.
Game today, just 4 hours ago. It's got about 60-70 views at the moment. So please, in your own time, just check out my analysis of the game. Like I said before, the plan is to do a pre-match video, then do a watch along with you guys, do my match reaction, and then we round it off with the analysis, with the tactical breakdown of the game. So please go and check out those videos. I really think those videos are really good, guys, if I must say so myself. So yeah, check that out, people. Check it out. But let's start with the breakdown. Let's start with the fallout of the game yesterday or today. What should I say? Yesterday? Let's say today. Today. It was 2 in the morning. Let's say the game today. And this is my tweet, my meme after the game. Say something. Say something. That was a decent performance, people. Don't let anyone tell you that it was only Bournemouth. It was only this. It's only pre-season. All of these things. At the end of the day, one of the most important things in pre-season is performance. What? Not just the scoreline and how many goals we scored. What are we doing? What are we doing right tactically? What are we doing wrong tactically? And how can we improve? Please go check out my tactical analysis. I break down in detail what exactly we did right, from the midfield to sticking together. You got Casemiro and Bruno. Bruno never really left Casemiro's side. He didn't wander around. That was very important. We spoke about Ahmad drifting infield, creating overloads in the center of the pitch. We spoke about the fact that against Bournemouth, we actually attacked down the middle, not just on the width, and we broke down why we were attacking down the middle and how we were attacking down the middle and not just wide. We spoke about Dorgu's game. We broke it down, guys. So please check out the tactical analysis video that I have up on YouTube. So let's go into it. This is quite interesting. This is everybody who this video is basically everyone who missed the match. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah, if you missed the match, people, and I literally was about to cancel. Like, when I saw the team sheet, people, when I saw that team was the same team that we have been playing with all last season, I said to myself, there's no way I'm watching this match. Thank God, Allah and Buddha, that I did. That I watched the match, because it showed me, it taught me a lot, that game. So like I keep saying, check out my tactical analysis, share the video. It's a really good breakdown, if I must say so myself. But let's get into it. Let's get into what the breakdown, what the fallout of the match has been. So essentially, this video, this interview, Ruben Amorim explains why Cunha was absent, and I know a lot of you guys were talking about, where's Cunha? Where's Cunha? Where's Mbeumo? We know Mbeumo was not going to start that game. That was clear, but we were surprised that Cunha wasn't even in the squad. And I think in this video, Amorim goes on to explain that it's technically fatigue. He has started the first 2 matches. He's a new player, new to the system. He has played a similar system for Wolves, but this specific system, he's new to it. And I don't want Cunha to be injured. I don't want to start the season with our, marquee signing injured. So if the manager's coming out and said he's fatigued, take him out, let him get a rest, let him, recoup his muscles, and then we go. So that's a quick little info for you guys. And that's, to be honest, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to watch the game. And a lot of people didn't want to watch the game when they saw that Cunha wasn't starting. And I totally understand that. I was the same. I was in the same camp. So that's a bit of information for you guys. He's not injured. There's nothing wrong with him per se. He's just physically tired, physically fatigued, and he just needed to be taken out. That's it. So let's move on to the other quotes. And this is Williams. Williams had a decent cameo. He was one of the youngsters that was supposed to go on loan, but United called him back from the loan and said, do you know what? You're coming out with us on our preseason tour of the States. And, you know, he scored yesterday. Really good goal. And these are his quotes. He says, I want to stay here. My long-term goal is to play for the first team. It was a dream tonight to score as well. Hopefully, I can just keep going and stay humble and try to progress around these great players and great club. Just a humble guy saying the kind of things that we want players of his age, his experience to say. He's hungry. He wants to be here. Nothing really to see here, really. But it's just good to see these young players hungry and wanting to fight for the badge, as you know, you like to say. So that's Williams, who's come out. It's good to hear him speak. AMORIM has also come out and spoken about Williams as well. He said, I celebrate that goal. It is not usually even during the season, but I celebrated that goal because I really like to see the kids who work really well, who didn't have a lot of space during training, but still they are there. They understand the idea, they press and they fight. They control the game, so I'm pleased. One thing that was evident, guys, I think, when we subbed on the kids, right, in the second half, against West Ham and against Leeds, the second 11, it killed the momentum. It killed the team. We couldn't play any football. I just completely locked off, shut down. However, this time, when the second 11 came on around 60 minutes, 70 minutes, they played similar to the first 11. They were just as intense, just as strong, just as aggressive. Yes, the technical ability dropped a bit, but they were just as hungry. And that is what we want. We don't want the drop-off between our first 11 and our second 11 to be a big drop-off. We want competition, one game a week, and we need it. Now, some of the players in that second 11 won't be here at the start of the season, and I don't think Williams will be here. But it's still good to see, watch a match where the second 11 came on, the kids came on, and even Obi was all right. He did, you know, he had a few moments where he dropped his shoulder. So did Ethan Williams. It was a decent performance by even the second 11. And bringing on a fresh new 11 didn't disrupt the passage of play, the flow of the game that much. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Let me quickly look at the chat before I move on, guys. I'm going to try to blow through the news as quickly as I can for you guys today. Wendell Pearson, big up yourself, Wendell. Hello, guys. Good performance from the team yesterday. The players that needs to go must go. They are in no position to negotiate and demand. We need more incomings, especially midfield. British Bulldog says 2 wins and I need 3 more. for 5 wins in our first games. Yeah, Wendell Pearson, TK's in the house. Wendell's in the house. Sell Casemiro, Shaw and Mount and get Baleba. Wendell's already on it. Listen, Wendell, we're going to talk about Baleba. We've got some decent updates with regards to Baleba. TK, one thing was glaring. Aside from Shaw's single defensive tackle, he was sucking air and was lost. Definitely the weakest player out there, in my opinion. Leon only fell on Williams' goal because the pitch was trash. Yeah, the pitch. One thing is also clear, TK. The pitches in America, I don't know what is wrong with these pitches, bro. These are supposed to be world-class pitches. And when I look at these pitches, they are digging up. They're acting up. They're not that good, bro. These pitches, in fact, you know what? I'm going to go a step further. These pitches, for American pitches, they're a disgrace. They're a disgrace, these pitches. They are. Yeah, man, TK was up at 6:30 watching that game, bro. TK, relax. Mount is trying to make up for his lost skills by playing like a wrestler. It ain't working. Desh, which strikes is United bringing? Which strikers are United bringing? That's Desh. That's someone new that's coming to the channel. Big up yourself, Desh. Big up yourself. So let's quickly move on. Let's plow through the stuff. We've got so many things to talk about, guys. Let's plow through. After this win, there's so many people in good moods and good spirits. So much interviews. There's a lot of people are saying a lot of things during these interviews, and we can actually, you know, extrapolate a lot from what these players are saying. So this is Dorgu. And Dorgu's been given a lot of interviews. A lot of fans are now onto Dorgu, saying how good he is, saying how, you know, they underrated him, saying how they judged him too quickly. And I've said this on this channel. I know ball. I understand football and I can see talent. And I said, listen, this guy's 20 years old. He's come to a new league. I know what he's capable of. He's not perfect. His end product needs work. But by my God, did he show that? Do you know what? That with that first cross to Hojlund, great cross with his right foot. And then what? His goal was with left foot. So you're telling me that his cross with his right foot, right into Hojlund's head, great cross. And that's the end product that we're talking about, that he needs to start producing. And then he goes on, bulldozes the defender. And yes, he shot down into the ground. The shot wasn't the greatest shot, but he scored, and that was his left foot. So I've always said that his technical fundamentals, and this is what people need to understand, his ability to pass and this is his control, just his fundamentals are sound. They're decent. He just needs to get better end product. His athletic ability is non-questionable. Speed, aggression, strength, he's got it. He just needs to be nurtured, told when to pass, when not to pass. His crossing needs to improve and his shooting needs to improve. And once he can do that, by the age of 22, maybe the next couple of years, look how he's playing now. He could potentially be a beast. So Patrick Dorgu is being interviewed by everyone and their dog. So he's saying the preseason is helping everyone to understand Ruben's ideas even more. Listen, we clowned the manager for finishing 15th, and the manager kept saying, I need a preseason. He kept saying, I want to play football once a week. He keeps saying, I need more time on the training ground. And the longer he got with the players, I feel like the worse we became. However, based on this preseason, based on what we've seen, I feel like now that he's got the players and he's got a full summer, I can actually see some of the players that played badly, they've even slightly improved, in the sense that I can now see the players trying to do what the manager is saying. Even though some of them still can't, some of them are not able to, but I can now start to see some of the ideas that the manager is trying to implement in training, especially if you watch my tactical analysis video, guys, the way that we are moving the ball down the middle, the way that Dallo went in field, Mount went in field, and they came close to each other. And I kept saying, listen, the 10s, the way we played the 10s the first season, Garnacho, for instance, they were basically wingers. But if the two 10s decide to come closer together and start playing together, right, 1-2s, bringing in Bruno, Hojlund holding the ball up, not only are we going to attack down the width, down the wings with our full backs, but we're also going to penetrate down the middle. And that is what I'm happy about. One of the things I'm happy about is the way that we try to penetrate down the middle. So those are Dorgu's quotes. I'm happy with Dorgu's performance. I think many of the fans are happy with Dorgu's performance. He's also gone on to say, Ruben has now gone on to talk about Dorgu and say that it's impressive. He's 20 years old. He looks more like he belongs at Man United. He's so powerful and he's getting his technique right. He's defending also. AMORIM clearly loves this guy. Despite what all the fans were saying about him and whatever, he has started, I think, 3 games in a row now on tour, and he's getting better, guys. He's not, this is the floor. We're not seeing a ceiling with Dorgu, with Ahmad, with a lot of these players. This is the floor, which means they're going to get better. So be optimistic. I am very optimistic with regards to this player. I am. Not the greatest, but there's more to come from him. And I like the fact that the manager sees how good he is. His first words were, "It's impressive." He's 20 years old. So sometimes I disagree with some of the manager's choice in terms of the players the manager likes, but I want to hear more of the manager waxing lyrical about Dorgu. Dorgu wasn't the only good player yesterday. Ahmad played well. Even, listen, Hojlund's not my favourite player, but Hojlund held the ball up. Hojlund knows that we are looking for a striker, and the way he played against Bournemouth was of a player who he knows he's trying to prove something. He's got something to prove. You know. So let's quickly, before we move on, see what the chat is saying. Wendell says, Luke Shaw is a Glazer. They just won't leave. The pictures are all NFL pictures. They are dug up like crazy, bro. TK, bro, it's mad seeing some of these pictures. Like, the way that Dorgu Leon fell on his face, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I was bending up, man. You guys, a lot of you guys were in the chat as well, but I was just laughing. I was like, what is he doing? He just looked like he got sniped, bro. British Bulldog says, I like both Dorgu and Leon. Listen, competition for places, British Bulldog. Yes, we're gonna play once a week, but the competition for places is good. That reminds you, this is what Manuel Ugarte, guys. This is what Ugarte posted about Diego Leon. Watch this. Listen, that's funny. That's funny. I like when the players, yeah, have a bit of banter with each other. That shows camaraderie. It shows team spirit, a team ethic. It shows that they're friends and we want this. It's just a little joke meme, a little joke video of him being sniped and him falling down. Ugarte posted it. That's cool. I don't mind that, people. It shows what's really going on in the changing rooms, in the dressing rooms. And one of the things that one of you guys yesterday said to me on stream, I think it might have been Eddie, might have been British Bulldog, but I think it might have been Eddie Blacks. These guys are happy. They actually look happier. They're playing with a smile on their face. That's true. That's how it comes across. So Wendell says, AMORIM Ball finally taking shape. I'm happy to see there is progress. Yeah, I agree, Wendell. Listen, I am hard on AMORIM, and I want to be consistent, and I want, to say that he's not good and he's got no tactics, and all the other YouTubers say that he's rubbish at everything. And listen, I can't sit here and lie to you guys. I can see some things. We're still far away. We still got progress to go, but I can actually see what we're trying to do. Factually, we can all see whether it's we're always pulling it off. Of course, we can't always pull off every move. We can't always pull things off, but I can see. I think we can all see AMORIM trying to implement his style more and more. And the more that we understand the way he wants us to play, the more he can just interchange, the more he can take this player out and put this player in, because we all have the same idea. To get a team that wins the league, there has to be synergy. There has to be cohesion. We all have to understand where we're going and understand the way we have to play as a collective. And I feel like that's where we are slowly heading, a collective understanding of where we're going. Anyway, let's move on, guys. I did promise I'm going to whiz through the news as quickly as possible, because there's a lot of quotes, a lot of little interesting little quotes here or there for us to bite. So this is Rasmus Hojlund. This is quite interesting, guys. He's come out after the game, Hojlund. And like I said, Hojlund knows, he can see the news. We forget that in the training ground, these guys are eating food and they've got Sky Sports. All of these players are watching Sky Sports in the canteen, just listening to Darmish and all these guys talk about them. So they're fully aware of what's going on. Fully. So Rasmus Hojlund has come out and said, similar to what Xerxes said, which is actually quite good. Competition is fine with me. It sharpens me. Whether you like Hojlund or not, that is something you want to hear. You don't want to hear Rashford. When AMORIM laid down the gauntlet for Rashford, the first thing he did was do an interview and said he wanted out. Yeah. Right? Everyone else, from Rasmus to Xerxes, they're not running away giving interviews saying they want out. They're not doing that. They're saying, okay, you're laying down a little gauntlet for me. You're laying down a challenge for me, and you're bringing in another striker. I'm going to fight for my place. I'm ready. I'm ready for the competition. Say what you want about his talent and if he's not good enough, but Rasmus, he's showing heart there. He's showing mentality there. And I like that. I'm more than ready. I'm feeling sharp. So I'm welcoming everything that comes. I think it's good with competition. And this is important. This is what I've said to you guys about Rasmus. Rasmus is not my favorite footballer, and I'll still sell him. But I've always said that we have also failed Rasmus to a certain extent. We have, as a football club. He goes on to say, I'm still very young. People sometimes forget that. He's 22, same age as Gyökeres. I mean, same age as Cesco. Right? He says, I'm only 22 years old. I have learnt a lot, and I think that shows in my game. I've done very well so far during the pre-season. I want to stay here. I mean, him wanting to stay is irrelevant. But the fact that he wants to fight for his place, I've always said it's a good thing for Rasmus. When I arrived, and this for me is the important part. He was never supposed to be the main striker straight away at his age. He's supposed to be someone who came on 60 minutes, then maybe played a game here or there. But he came and he played every game because of Martial's injuries, right? So this is important. He was probably told he was going to be second striker. And to learn. He goes on to say, when I arrived, Martial was there. He had lots of injuries, so I obviously had to play a lot. Cool. I always want to play, but obviously I could have used a bit of help to share the matches, especially at the beginning. But I feel like I've matured a lot and I feel ready for what's ahead. Now, I don't want to do no revisionism, right, when it comes to this player, because he hasn't been good for many weeks, many months, and in many matches. But I always say that he could have been better at this stage if we had a developmental plan and we developed him properly. We have not. We've thrown him in and said, sink or swim. Some of us are saying if you're good enough, then you're old enough. But he was literally brought in as a developmental striker. And we haven't really developed him. And I've always said that with better players, he might look better. In the match against Bournemouth, he held the ball up decently. Yes, he wasn't perfect in the game. And I'm not trying to rewrite history. I'm just being objective. And I think it's important that I don't like this player. I do not. But I can still be positive and I can still be objective and say that he's done well in some circumstances. There's some YouTubers that will have their agendas and won't ever praise players if they don't like them. I don't like Rasmus Hojlund that much, but I have to praise him for the performance yesterday, or should I say today. So he's got a little bit of bounce as well, Rasmus. The third goal is mine. I'm not going to lie, guys. The third goal isn't his, bro. That's Ahmad's goal. It's Ahmad's goal. But he's a striker, and I appreciate this mentality. The third goal is mine. It's not my fault Ahmad's shot hits my leg. So it's a bit funny, a bit of banter. But to be honest, when I first saw that, I was like, come on, guy. Come on. Give it to Ahmad. But at the same time, if I'm being objective, once again, this is the kind of talk we would praise other strikers for being selfish, for being like, oh, do you know what? It came off my knee. It hit me. I'm going to take the goal. Fair enough. Fair enough, guys. I thought it would be interesting to see what Rasmus is feeling. How is he feeling? What's his mentality? What's his approach now? And these quotes, for me, quite insightful. You don't have to like the player. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat are not the biggest fans of Rasmus Hojlund. But you just got to sometimes be objective with what you see. And what you saw today was a Rasmus Hojlund who had a decent game. Let's be real. Let's go back to the chat quickly to see what's going on. Desh says, which strikers you want? Wendell, yep, TK, British Bulldog said, I like both Dorgu and Leon. Wendell, AMORIM Ball finally taking shape. Dorgu is really changing my opinion with his work ethic. He looks improved, says TK. Listen, one thing Fergie always used to say, guys, and we know Fergie said this a lot. If you are not technically or tactically better than the opposition, just make sure you work as hard as them. Just make sure you're in their faces. Make sure you make it hard for them to play. And Dorgu might not be the most techie on the ball. But one thing is, I said about Dorgu, he's not going to allow you to run past him very easily. He's not going to allow you to just hench him out very easily. He's not going to allow you an easy time. He was playing so high up. He was playing a lot higher up here than Dallo was on the other side. And that spot, yeah, from Mason Mount to Dorgu for Dorgu's goal, if that was Garnacho, because that's, you know, Mason Mount is playing Garnacho's position. If that was Garnacho's not playing that ball. He's not dinking that ball over to Dorgu. And I kept saying to you guys that when Dorgu was playing with Garnacho, there were so many times he was free and he could do some things, and Garnacho would just ignore him. Now he's not being ignored. Now they're giving him the ball. And with his pace, physicality, let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. Anyways, keep going. Wendell says, yeah, Dorgu is a future leader, says Turkish. Yep. Joe Buckley, big up yourself, Joey. Players need time to adapt to the Prem. Their second season there, know what's needed. Only injuries can get in there. Yes, Joe. Joe, the thing about this, Joe, is that we forget, yeah, that Patrice Evra came in January, like Vidic. And let me tell you something about Patrice Evra's first performances. People want him at the club. Like, I remember Patrice Evra when he first came, he wasn't good in the first few performances. He made mistakes, misplaced passes, and we were like, what is this? It took him like the next year to really start showing what he's capable of. And I never ever, unless I can see something really, really bad fundamentally, like this guy can't control the ball. If you can't control the ball, then I ain't got time for you. But if you've come in January, I'm always, yeah, gonna give you a bit of time. Always. That should be the rule. It should be. Eddie says Dorgu would be alright if his attacking can get better. He can be Evra 2.0 with this with the cheesiness. Yeah, I agree with Eddie. His output now. He has to now, because he's got all the other things. He has to now work on his forward game, his output. We've seen output from him today, but we need to see that now consistently. That's the challenge for Dorgu. That's the next level. AP7, big up AP7, big up yourself, bro. We need to put away the smaller teams. That's what we struggled with last season. We can do okay with the top 6. We can do, yeah. Big up yourself, AP. What AP was saying there, I agree. Like, I've said it many times. This little tournament, this little pre-season tournament, we're playing against the teams that we finished around. And we look like, so far, based on pre-season, we look like we can actually deal with them. And we know we can raise our game against the big teams already. So it's these kind of teams, yeah, that we need to start slapping. And if today was anything to go by, I think we can do well against the middle teams. I think we'll do okay. Quickly, let's move on. Let's blow through this. More little quotes. This is Ben Jacobs now, guys. He's saying that there's a feeling from Cunha, Mbumo, and other senior Man United players that Anthony is a good fit in Amorim's system. This is very interesting, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but me personally, my opinion, I don't understand the Anthony situation. Yes, he's had 2 years and he hasn't lifted up any trees. But when Amorim came in and I saw that he was playing wing backs, the first thing I thought was, yes, Anthony's output, his crossing and a lot of these other things haven't really been great. But then I thought to myself, as a wing back who's just asked to just go up and down, could Anthony do a job there? And then I saw that he was frozen out. Anthony was frozen out. You know, Sancho and all these guys were just frozen out of the team. And then every now and again, Amorim would put on Anthony, and we saw Anthony play right wing back and Ahmad play 10. And they would interchange. And we saw that about, let's say, 3 or 4 times last season. Anthony and Ahmad on the right hand side. And when I saw it, I thought to myself, do you know what? In fact, there was a time where most of our goals and chances were created when Anthony came on as a sub down the right hand side and he was interchanging with Ahmad and playing with Ahmad. And I thought to myself, why are we trying to force Anthony out when he can clearly play this right wing back role better than Dallo? Because he's actually an attacking player. So I'm not saying Anthony should come back. I think Anthony should be sold, and I don't think he has a future at this club. What I'm actually saying is that while he was here, I think we should have used him more as a wing back. And in an ideal, in a normal world where, you know, he wasn't being sold and he wasn't on a major contract and he wasn't, you know, we didn't spend £85 million on him and he wasn't on 280 grand a week. In an ideal world, he might still be here and he could be or could have been one of the wing back options. So that's my input, my thinking in regards to this tweet from Ben Jacobs. I don't think Anthony's going to come back. At the same time, I don't understand what Real Betis are currently doing with regards to Anthony. We're still waiting on Saudi. I don't know. We spoke about the Saudi coming in for Anthony. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on that situation. TK said, regarding pitches, many top football teams use Deso Grassmaster, Frankenstein grass. NFL teams only use regular grass fields, and those big American boys go hard on it. Results in crap condition. All right, I hear you, TK. That's some information. That's some detail for you guys. You want to know about that stuff? That's Deso Grassmaster. Frankenstein grass. Let me Google that quickly. See what that's about. Frankenstein grass. Oh, quite interesting. I'm going to have a look into that, TK. British Bulldog says, I feel it's not football though. You all on Rasmus. What's the real reason? Oh, British Bulldog says it's not football related. Why we think Rasmus Hojlund isn't good enough. I think his stats just speak. His hold-up play, his lack of hold-up play. I mean, I've gone into detail about why I think Rasmus isn't good enough personally. But, you know, opinions. Everyone has their opinions. British Bulldog says Rasmus is good as a second striker. He has been wasted by Man United. I kind of agree with that, to be British Bulldog. I kind of agree that he could have been more. He could have been more. That's one thing I do agree. Eddie says AMORIM said he didn't have time to coach the team when he came in last season due to the tight schedule of the league, FA Cup, etc. And people did not believe him when he was losing matches. Eddie's making a point. There's a view that playing matches improves you. It is the case, but AMORIM will say more time on the training ground first and foremost, with my ideas being implemented with no matches. That is better. That's what AMORIM would say. Would be fair just to give the coach just half the time Ten Hag had. Yeah, I mean, Eddie and British Bulldog, to be fair, like, for me, one of the reasons why I was like, do you know what? I don't like what I'm seeing from this manager. I don't like what's going on. I don't like his choices and all these things. But this guy only came in and he hasn't got his players. He hasn't got any signings. And I kept reminding myself, no, let's, as much as you're judging him now with what he's doing, and I still think he should have got better out of the players he currently had. At the same time, he hasn't made one signing. Apart from Dorgu in January, he hasn't got any of the players he wants. And I cannot say this man is a fraud or saying he's totally garbage unless I see what he can do with some money spent. I just feel like we need to see him spend some money and then we can assess him. And I think that's fair. Every other manager has been given money. Why not AMORIM? Give AMORIM some money. Let's see what he really can do with these players and then we can assess him. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'll be honest and say I'm not happy with what I saw in the first season, but at the same time, I'm also logical in the sense that he hasn't really signed anybody. So let's relax. Biggie Ben, Ben Pinata Jacobs. He needs to know he got cool nicknames. You should tweet him and at him. I'm of the opinion that AMORIM deliberately left Cunha out to show Eddie. That is a very interesting approach. It's a very interesting way of thinking. Madness went, I'm going to leave out Cunha today. And I'm going to win by 4 goals. Just watch me. Just watch me do it. That's what is that what you're thinking the manager did? Ben Pinada Colada Ben Jacobs with that flipping jumper, you know, flipping heck. British Bulldogs Anthony a hard no way Anthony's coming back. Eddie says, remember Anthony made the video saying when he was at United he starved himself due to stress and the pressure everyone was putting on him. Yeah, I remember that video, Eddie, to be fair. He definitely could have done more, I agree there, but he came into the worst ever Man United. Yeah, listen, Brit, you can always add context. I'm not closed-minded. I'm willing to accept that the context and the environment that Hojlund is in is not beneficial for anybody, and we have to just apply that to all the other players too, not just Hojlund. But United is a toxic environment. We know this, so we've always got to add context to the situation. Turkey says, yes, BB, I agree. He could have been more, but he was let down by the club. Yep. Need to see where we are at the end of the season in regards to AMORIM and his system. I think AMORIM sees a Gyökeres-like project in Cesco and wants him. I agree, TK. However, AMORIM actually prefers Watkins. I think the club are driving the Cesco thing more. And in a way, I kind of like that because I don't want to just get the players for the manager. That's how we got in trouble with Ten Hag. We just gave him everything and now we're left with his players. So I want the club also to be like, I hear you, manager. I hear you want Watkins, but shut up and here's Cesco. I want club signings. I want to future-proof the club. I don't want to give the manager a signing that we're going to have to get rid of when the next manager comes in. I want there to be the Cunhas and the Mbumos, where I believe those sort of players any manager could use in most systems. You know, not just a specific player for a specific system that won't work with another manager. I'm done with that. And we have to get rid of them next year. Then bring in another manager and then get... No. Nah. Let's go. Let's blow through the rest of the news. Breaking news, as I said before in my introduction, Tyrell Malacia, Anthony, Jadon Sancho and Garnacho are all being moved to the under-21 dressing room inside Carrington. Beautiful. Listen, I'm not always a believer of big organizations and corporations treating their staff, because this is basically what it is, right? A big organization treating their staff like pieces of whatever. You can argue that's what's going on here. But in this instance, I think United need to be strong, because I know some of these players like Garnacho, for instance, they're trying to encourage the other clubs to wait until the end of the transfer window and try to get them for cheap, which is fine. You can do that. But United have made it clear that they're not going to sell these players for cheap. And if they're not sold, they will stay. And if you stay, you will play and train with the under-21s. So it's in your best interest. If you want to go to the World Cup as well, it's in your best interest to get on the phone to your agent and tell your agent to push for the move. Tell your agent to contact Chelsea, Garnacho, for instance, and tell Chelsea to stop fucking around and pay the £45 million that we demand. How about that? If Chelsea try to come in and try to offer us £30 million in the last 3 days of the transfer window, we will reject it and we'll tell Garnacho you will spend the next 6 months until January with the under-21s. Simple as that. I like this. I like this ruthfulness by the club. I do. More news. Chelsea, like I said, alluding to what I said before, Chelsea value Alex Garnacho, calling himself Alex now. Alex Garnacho at 30 to 35 million pounds, and Manchester United have been asking for in excess of 50 million pounds. Once again, your boy Ben Jacobs reporting that on the United Hate FC, and I'm joking, United Stand FC. So clearly Chelsea are now stirring the pot. Chelsea now are making inquiries. Chelsea are now starting to look at Garnacho. Now that they've got the other business over the line, I had a feeling that towards the end of the transfer window, Chelsea will start looking at Garnacho again. And that is what's happening. Chelsea now are starting to look. They are saying 30 to 35. We want at least 50. There's a clear, big difference in valuation for the player. This, guys, on your screen right now is breaking this second. Fabrizio has literally just tweeted this. Now, Chelsea are very convinced on Alex Garnacho as an opportunity. His name is mentioned internally every day. It's going to be about the price tag. So, once again, Chelsea briefing Fabrizio Romano, because this is clearly Chelsea, a Chelsea brief. And the brief is basically Man United lower the fee. We want this guy, but lower your fee. And I don't think we will. I think if we do lower the fee, it might be 40 to 45 million pounds, but I can't really see us lowering it for less than that. If you look at what Gittins has gone for what look at what Madueke has gone for. He's 20 years old. He's a kid, and just like Hojlund, he's not my favorite kind of footballer. He's not for me. However, I can put my opinion to the side and still look at this player objectively and be like, do you know what? Another club can get something out of Garnacho. Another team can nurture him. We don't play with wingers. We play with 10s and wing backs, which means his style of play doesn't suit what we're trying to do, but it could suit another club. So I think Garnacho will leave, but he will leave towards the end of the window. Let's look at the chat quickly before we move on. I used to design t-shirts and no, there was not Bobby. Whereas if you knew, I got designs for days. Bro, I might take you up on that. Watkins is a smoke screen to get Cesco. Calling it now. I don't want Watkins. Gives me Rashford, what about me vibes. I hear you, TK. TK says Watkins is a smoke screen to get Cesco. That's not what's coming out of the club internally, though. But who knows? We could all be getting played, bro. Who knows? British Bulldog says we can take a second to applicate how Skepta finished like I finished my dinner. Man United can change how the club is treated from here on. And put him in the under 21s, no offer accepted any price. He has done stuff that would breach contract for sure. Yeah. I agree, British Bulldog. Like, put the Garnacho, yeah, wearing that Rashford top, for instance, under the new conduct rules, I guess, that every player have signed recently, something like that would have broken the rules. Wearing another footballer's top and taking a picture of it and posting it. That would have broken that conduct rule. The new set of conduct rules apparently everyone has signed that we spoke about the other day. But yeah, let's move on quickly. What's next on the list? We've got Hojlund, we got Garnacho, Ben Jacobs, we got Garnacho, we got Sancho news. Sancho saga. I am ready for this saga to come to an end. It's such a shame what's happened with Jadon and how he has fallen, especially from a Man United perspective. I mean, from his perspective, he'll be like, man, I won the trophy last season with Chelsea. I got them into the Conference League. And before the season before that, I got into the Champions League final with Dortmund. He will say, listen, and the season before that, I finished third with Manchester United. And the season before that, we won the Europa League or something. I don't know, can't remember. But he might argue that, do you know what? I've won trophies here. And I wasn't involved in the 15th place finish. I wasn't involved in the worst times. But his stock has fallen so much at Manchester United. And I think that whether it's the media, whether it's the fan base, it doesn't matter what it is. At this time, it is so toxic with regards to Jadon Sancho that it's time for him to leave. I like Jadon as a footballer, but he needs to leave. And we've been hearing Juventus, we've been hearing Napoli, we've been hearing so many other things, but nothing concrete. And I don't think a lot of these journalists understand or know what's really going on. But the news is, the latest updates is from Sport Build. Jadon Sancho is willing now to half his 16 million yearly Manchester United salary to join Borussia Dortmund, per talks with directors Lars Ricken and Sebastian Kell. So this actually sounds legit. He's quoting people's names in this tweet, which means these people must have said these things. Otherwise, there's going to be trouble, right? So this might have legs. I don't really have nothing to say about Sancho. I think most of us in our minds think Sancho's not even here. You know what? He's been a Man United player for the last 3 or 4 years, but he hasn't played for us for about 2 seasons. So most of us, we already think he's gone. So I don't really want to talk too much about Sancho. I just need the Sancho deal wrapped up as quickly as possible, get him out, and for us to just move on. I don't want to be bad-minding him and bad-mouthing him and all these things. I just need this whole thing just done for once and for all, so we can just breathe and just move. That's where I'm at when it comes to Sancho, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, British Bulldog, can you design stuff? If you can design things, make some shirts for the wise men, chosen wisdom, and the wise football guys in the channel, man. I mean, wise men might be a bit too bait, the wise men, but it is what it is. No, TK, behave yourself. TK, I don't want Jamaican colours. No, chill, TK. Do you know the Jamaican flag, yeah, is the only flag, my country's flag is the only flag in the world that doesn't contain red, white, or blue. We're not on it. We're not on no red, white, and blue. That's such like, look at the UK flag. Look at the American flag. Our flag is like about the earth. Black, yellow, sun, green, the plants. That's why Jamaicans are so proud, you know. We're just special, guys. We're just special. Yeah. And if British Bulldog's gonna design anything for the channel, it's going to include those 3 colours. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, people. I'm joking. What else we got? Let's blow through this stuff. Let's it's Fergie would have, well, I can't say where. BB makes some t-shirts. Juve have disappeared from the Sancho race. Can't blame them. We can look into for sure. Why would he contract up in a year? He would take a penny less for. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, you're right. British Bulldog is talking about Sancho's contract being up in a year and how he can get a big signing on fee. His agent can get a big signing on fee if he runs his contract down. He could go out on another loan for a year to Dortmund. That could be a thing. It could be a thing. Here, the oldest unchanged flag in the world. Which one are you talking about? The Canadian one or Hungarian one? TK. Jamaican shirt theme. I'm unsubbing. No. We can't have this disrespect, bro. We can't have this disrespect on Jamaican shirt. Flipping neck. Anyway, all right. More news. Quickly blow through this news. This is breaking, guys. Breaking news right now. A fresh tweet from Fabrizio Romano's fingers. Manchester United have informed RB Leipzig that they are prepared to send formal bid for Benjamin Cesco if player accepts the destination. I thought he already said yes to Manchester United. Newcastle also ready to bid since last week and to match Cesco's financial request. Decision up to Cesco. So that's quite interesting because we've been told internally that Cesco wants United. And now this tweet is saying that United are prepared to send formal bid if player accepts United. I think this is what's going on. Yes, he might verbally says he's interested in United and, you know, he's open to listen to offers and all these things. But Man United, yeah, want an Mbumo situation. We want the player to say, I only want Man United. So when Newcastle bid 80, 90 million pounds and they outbid us, because they will do, they got more money than us, Cesco will be like, that's great. I don't care. I only want Man United. So when Man United bid their 50 million pounds for me, 20 million pounds below Newcastle's bid, you accept that one. I think we need him to verbalise he wants to come to the club. We want a situation, I keep saying this, as much as this Cesco bid looks like it's over the line, we still want, in an ideal world, to be pitting him and Watkins against each other. We want both of them to work for us. I still think that's still the case, even now. But this Cesco deal looks like it's moving. It is moving. And yeah, like I said, the only concern I have, guys, is the fact that we're getting mixed messages about whether he wants to come or not. This tweet is implying that he hasn't made his mind up yet, when we're also being told he has made his mind up. So that's a worry. And also, Newcastle will outbid us because they've got more money than us, which means we need Cesco to say no to Newcastle and yes to us. That's what we need. And then once Newcastle are out of the race, they can pivot to Jackson and do whatever they want to do. Once they're out of the race and it's just us, then we can take the piss and be like, yeah, you wanted 70 million? Here's 50. Have that and shut your mouth. That's kind of what I think is happening right now. But we'll keep an eye on it. I did say that I believe we could get a here we go by next Friday. In an ideal world, I think Man United don't mind that Cesco is taking his time. They don't mind. Because it means Aston Villa can get their striker in. And maybe Watkins can push a bit more. And then if the Cesco fee is too high, and if all of a sudden Aston Villa say, do you know what, Man United? We only want 40 for Watkins. You can have him for 40. We'll go to Cesco and say, listen, Cesco, lower your demands or we'll go and get Watkins. And we'll play these guys off each other. That's the best situation for United right now. Bulldog says already we got creative differences. Creative differences are essential to creativity. There you go. See? Smart people. Denmark's the oldest unchanged flag. It dates back to 1200. Oh, go Denmark. Flipping heck. TK said Brentford's away kit looks like shit. Literally, it's brown. Eddie says Fab likes a stage, and to farm for clicks. Though, yeah, you're right, Eddie. Eddie's right. This summer, especially, I've definitely noticed that Fabrizio has recycled tweets, and he keeps doing it, and he's definitely farming for clicks, bro. I 100%. I've lost a little bit of respect for Fabrizio Romano this summer with some of his tweets. I've lost a respect for a lot of these journalists, and one of the main things, like, listen, when everybody came out and said a medical is due next week for Bryan Mbeumo, everybody was quoting that with their chest, yeah, and then we had to wait 2 weeks just for him to sign, much less a medical. That's when I thought to myself, yeah, these guys are funny, bro. These guys are funny. Yeah, Fabrizio is he's not. Do you know what I don't like is that when other journalists just quote other journalists without even checking out the source. That to me is strange as well. So Fabrizio, I'm with you guys in the chat. I'm with all of you guys in the chat. He's on Fraud Watch. He is. Let's keep it real. All right. This, I don't know what you guys think about this. Whether this makes you excited, whether it gets you angry or annoyed, whatever emotion this conjures out, let me know. But this guy's looking. Look at the picture of this guy. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to play against this guy. He looks like he's gonna kill me. Beleba looks serious. Look at this guy. He's like, I am Beleba. I am Beleba. Nah, Beleba looks menacing in that picture. I ain't gonna lie, people. I don't want to play against this player. Yeah, believe in me. He looks like he's gonna clamp me and give me a good elbow in my flipping ribs. You know them footballers, yeah, that do the dark art stuff. Leave a little in your leg and you can't say nothing. Referee hasn't seen it. Yeah. Anyway, Manchester United appreciates Beleba. Music to my ears. One of the things I've always said is, why are we not getting the better players? Why? What's up with our scouting system? Do we not see these players? What's going on? So listen, this might not mean anything, This probably doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean we're going to get him. This could be Man United gassing up the fan base, getting a bit of media, PR into our system. Inject it. Inject the dopamine. Yes, we're going to get Baleba next year, getting us all gassed, manipulating us, and then not getting him. We know this. We know the club likes to do this. However, it's just good to know that we like this player. We're liking the right players. We're hearing the Adam Wharton links. We're hearing the right links, people. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, but nothing is developing at this stage because of the valuation. He could be more of a story in 12 months. And that's, once again, your boy, Ben Jacobs, your guy, Benny. You know, so nothing is developing at this stage because of the valuation. That's an interesting part of the tweet. Very interesting part of the tweet. I don't know what you guys are thinking about this. I ain't really going to give my opinion on this, but I'll leave it to you guys. Is it some crap? Is there something to it? Are you gassed? Should we just move on? I'll leave it to you guys to decide, to be fair. Cesco has said yes to United. Let's wait and see, says Eddie Blacks. Osman, yay, Oz. Big up yourself, Osman. Cesco has been wishy-washy since last summer. Arsenal spent a long time courting him and he blows hot and cold. Isn't sure, wants guarantees, etc. Osman, he's an Arsenal fan and he's giving us some context. Like, he understands Cesco. Arsenal has spent a long time trying to chase Cesco, and this apparently is what he's like. He takes a while to do things, make his mind up. So Osman in the chat just providing us some context. Turkish, the Brentford away kit looks nice to me. Dark chocolate brown looking like Louis Vuitton. I hear you, Turkish. I hear you. When we get 400 subs, BB to make them shirts. Let's go. There you go. Listen, TK's already putting BB in it. BB's like, what? BB's like, what? No, I didn't say nothing. Yeah, British Bulldog. He looks mad. Sometimes you need a player like that in your team. Like, we had Roy Keane, yeah, and Roy Keane just didn't smile. If you remember Roy Keane, he's a sort of player you don't want to play against. Like United, yeah, it wasn't all about playing football. I keep telling you this. It's about how fierce, how intimidating we were as well. Like Keane, my gosh, he just looked scary. So if we can get some scary looking guys in the DM who can just clamp a man, then I'm all here. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. What is this? Chosen wisdom with BB Brandon, you know.
It should say choose wisdom.
Oh, choose wisdom.
Because it's action. It's called action.
Hey, listen, that's not bad, you know, BB. That ain't bad. I'm not the most creative person in the world. So if you guys can suggest some stuff and get this channel popping, let's do it. Walk around with BB on your sleeves. Oh, man. TK on the back, we got a deal. All right, it's moving. It's moving. I say we need some mashup of all the flags from all the countries represented in the chat and subs. You guys are getting deep, bro. Yo, Jerry in the chat. Big up, Jerry. Just in. Watch a game last night. Oh, what? You watched the game last night? You did watch it? Let me know your opinions, bro. We need to know your opinion of the game, Jerry. What did you like? What you didn't like, people? Let's start talking. Johan Wissa, people. Let's breeze through this. Like I said, Johan Wissa has informed again today that Brentford management about his desire to leave the club. Brentford are getting stripped, bro. This is a stripping. Fully stripped, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. He doesn't want to return to training. So once again, this guy is not even... this guy is gone AWOL like flipping Isak. He's not training. He's like, F you, I ain't coming back to Brentford, bro. I want to play Champions League football. So it says, insisting to leave and get Champions League opportunity. He's 29. He's 29. And why does Brentford think he wants to stay there? Newcastle remain in active talks with Wissa while they also work on Cesco deal. So Newcastle are doing what we're doing in the sense that they've got Cesco and Wisa. We have Ollie Watkins and Cesco. Arsenal had Cesco and Gyökeres. You see the pattern here? Cesco is the guy in the middle. Every team is using Cesco. Arsenal is Cesco and Gyökeres. United is Cesco and Watkins. Newcastle is Cesco and Wisa. Maybe Cesco is going to be the one who's left with no clubs after the end of this. I don't know, guys. But Wisa, he doesn't want to play for Brentford. And I think either Newcastle or Tottenham will get Wisa. Let me know if you guys have any opinion on this, if you care at all. Where's Wisa going to go? Where do you think he's going to go, guys? Let me know your thoughts. But Wisa's a good player. I like Wisa. He was good for Brentford. Quickly, let's move on. Other news to bring to your attention. You guys know this already, but no, there's an update from Fabrizio saying Alexander Isak keeps waiting for Liverpool. His only clear choice is Liverpool. Personal terms won't be an issue. He's made his mind up weeks ago. That's quite interesting. And he knows that, you know, Liverpool are prepared to make a record bid. So, yeah, we know this already. I think all of us in the chat understand the Isak situation. We've all read the news. We know he's not training. He's kicking up a fuss. He wants to leave. We know kind of how much Newcastle kind of want for him. We know Liverpool want him. So we kind of get the situation. We know personal terms is not going to be an issue. We're just waiting for either Newcastle to sign a striker so they can let him go, or strap on their big brave balls and tell this player he's not going anywhere, or force him to sign some crazy 300, because Isak, yeah, is arguably the best striker in the league, and he's getting paid about 120 grand a week. That's crazy. Pay this man 300 grand a week, yeah. Let him sign another 6-year deal, and then do a release clause of 160 million pounds. Give him his release clause. Give him his money that he deserves, because he's that good. Boom, bam. And tell Liverpool to F off. That's what I would do. But this situation might be a lot more toxic than it appears on the surface. So we'll keep an eye on this. I don't want Liverpool to get Isak. I don't think any of us want Liverpool to get Isak. But as we saw, you know, in the Arsenal-Tottenham game today, sometimes when you make loads of signings, like the way Liverpool are making all these signings, it will disrupt the rhythm of your team. The Liverpool manager won the league, and I strongly believe one of the reasons why he won the league is because he came in and he didn't change much. He didn't actually change much of what Klopp was doing. He left most of the things alone, added a few little sprinkles here or there, and told these guys to play. Next season, when they've got a whole new front line, when the cohesion might not be there, they're still understanding each other. Liverpool, I know everyone's getting scared of Liverpool, but let's wait and see how they start the season, Liverpool. I don't know, guys. They might not be as good, especially at the start, as we think they're going to be. Anyway, let's quickly read the chat quickly before we move on. Okay, choose wisdom and a QR code on there. British Bulldogs actually coming up with ideas, bro. Oh. Okay, I'm digging it. I'm digging it still. Jerry, yay, the passing was so good, quick but precise. That's definitely something that we can take from the game. I think we can all agree that the passing was quicker, more precise. It wasn't perfect. There were still some passes that went missing. Casemiro was misplacing a few passes, but it was quicker, and Hojlund was holding the ball up. And one thing I keep saying, please guys, as I said before, check out my analysis video, my tactical analysis video, where I speak at length about all these things. But Jerry, one thing I know is that we were passing the ball down the middle. We were, especially with Ahmad going inside, moving infield to join the overload down the middle. Him, Mason Mount, Bruno, they were all interchanging and doing one-touch football. And the ball from the defence all the way to Rasmus Hojlund down the middle, we were moving it down the middle. And we were penetrating down the middle. One-touch football, given goals, third man runs. I saw all of that today. All of it. So, I agree, Jerry. Wisa stays. If B sell him, they'll get relegated. TK, I hear you. I think he goes, I think Wisa goes and I think they get relegated. But it's in their best interest to keep him. I agree. Because if they don't keep him, they're going to get relegated. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I've said it before. Bournemouth, get the hell out of there, man. Bring back Premier League clubs, man. Bournemouth, what's Bournemouth doing in the Premier League, bro? What are they doing here? We sustains. Yeah, read that. TK. Compared to the West Ham game, the passing was much better. I agree with Jerry. Yeah, I mean, context is key. Context is key because a lot of people will say the opposition was bad. But then West Ham were bad then. And then Bournemouth are bad. Then Leeds are bad. So it's like every opposition we beat or we play against, are they all going to be bad? Maybe. The reason why Bournemouth didn't play that well, and Bournemouth had chances. We weren't amazing. But maybe the way that we set up. I saw the way that we sprint back. The way that we sprint back after losing the ball. When Casemiro lost the ball one time and the way the whole team sprint back. We are fitter as a team than last season. I think we can we all agree that we look flipping like beasts? We look fitter. We are hunting down and pressing like flipping a pack of wolves. I think we can surely all agree on that observation. Yeah, more hustle. There you go. TK says more hustle. Eddie says Cesco to Newcastle will be good for them and less pressure for him career-wise. I agree. Career-wise, because we know what, like Man United don't really develop players. Cesco to Newcastle might be better for him in his development, but we want him to come here. Imagine sending Wisa, getting relegated, and all you are left with is shit brush. Can you get a QR code for your channel on YouTube? I know nothing. I know. I think so. I should be able to. I'll speak to the IT guy. I'm not an IT guy. I'll speak to the IT guy and see what we can do. Sunderland should stay up with their signings. Jerry, Sunderland are doing some things, bro. Sunderland are doing some things. I think that Granit Xhaka signing, underrated. Like him alone could keep them up. QR code that takes you to Wiz's live feed when scanned. I like Sunderland. I think Sunderland is a Premier League club. Okay. Eddie Black. Yeah, I've just seen it, Eddie. I've literally just seen it. Do you guys want to talk about it? Victor Osimhen is now the most expensive footballer in Turkish football history with a fee of 75 million euros. Here you go. It is on your screen. Breaking news. It is in Turkish though. So let me translate. No, I'm joking. I can't speak Turkish. But I know Turkish people. So a Turkish person is just translating it to me right now. And go. 4-year contract from this season, as we know. 75 million euro fee. 15 million euro wages every year. Guaranteed. He'll get another €1 million in bonuses. And they're going to pay him €5 million every season for using his image and his likeness. So that's his image rights. And Napoli will get 10% of any any future fee that they get. Listen, the one thing I can say about Victor Osimhen is that I didn't really understand him. I didn't really understand how. I mean, okay, I kind of understand because yes, he did speak about the racism and certain things he faced in Italy, right? And he's wanted to leave. He's wanted to get out of there. And in Turkey, he's been treated much better, so he feels good there. But I'm thinking for a striker who's supposed to be one of the best strikers in the world, no disrespect to the Turkish league, because it's a decent league, but he doesn't want to come to England, Spain. He doesn't want to try to play for some of the biggest clubs in the world. He comes across as, I mean, listen, when I say he's money orientated, please take it with a pinch of salt, guys, because every footballer wants their money. Every footballer wants their paycheck. But I don't know about Osimhen. I don't know. I'm happy for the guy, I guess. But I've got no reaction really to this. Osimhen wasn't really one of the strikers I wanted. Not really. Yeah, I've got no thoughts on this, to be fair. Good luck for you, Osimhen, is what I could say. Yeah, Eddie says, even Shaw had a good... Yeah, Jerry, Shaw had a good game as well. I think, yeah, Eddie, should I say Jerry, now that the players know that there's only one game a week, yeah, and most players can play one game a week all season, so there's no need to change due to fatigue and tiredness. So you only really get into this team if you're good. I think the players are starting to understand that. And there's going to be a fight for places. And I hope the fight for places, which will mean people who get their chance, they have to take their chance. They just have to. And we're going to see better football because of it. I hope. I really hope. Richarlison looks like an ex-con. Turkish league got some good players going there. Yeah, that's true. That's true to British Bulldog. Can we all agree 3 more wins? I got the 5. I'll leave it to the chat, British Bulldog, but you know where I stand on it. I'm strict. You said Premier League games, I think. So you got to stand on business, bro. You can't be moving the goalposts. To be fair, they're Premier League teams. So I get why you're confused. I get why you're confused, bro. If you put a QR code in a cheap leaflet and they was to accidentally fall out of your car window in a busy street, someone will pick them up and even to throw away. Remember during the season where we were linked to Chris Rigg and Tyler Diblin? I will still take Tyler Diblin, Eddie. I'll still take him. I mean, now that we got Mbumo, Ahmad, and a few others, yeah. But Tyler's young. He's young, and he's got, once again, the thing about Tyler, we have to improve him. We have to develop him. We have to. And I don't know, guys. But I like Tyler Diblin, guys. I'll be honest. I like Tyler. I like Diblin. Dibbles. Anyway, another breaking news. Some more breaking news. Let's see if we can end the stream. Fabrizio, once again, I feel like he's got home from work, Fabrizio, and he's just on like a half an hour tweeting spree because we've got like 3 tweets from him in the space of 10 minutes. So, yeah. Anyway, Fabrizio Romano on Cesco. Benjamin Cesco is really open to joining Man United even without European football. Cesco will not be deciding today or tomorrow. It will take some days. Not too long, but some days. This, once again, Fabrizio tweet is not... Why is it breaking? I should stop saying breaking news because this is not news. And he hasn't really given us any more information. We already know this already. But I'm still worried about Benjamin. He's open to Man United. He really likes Man United, but he hasn't made his mind up. So it will take a few days, but not too long. It should only be like, what? Do you know when someone seems like they're covering their bases? It should be up. It could be down, but it also could be left or right. Then I'm like, well, it could be anything then. It could be in the sky or it could be on the earth. But definitely either in the sky or on the earth. So, well, yeah, of course. What? That tweet felt like, listen, I'm going to make sure I cover all the bases. That's what that tweet felt like. Anyway, moving on, people. The last bit of stuff to go through. Some silly stuff. Some quirky stuff. Got a bit of traction online. Let's take a look at this stupidness, people. After Spurs beat Arsenal in Hong Kong, Richarlison tagged Gabriel Magalhaes in a photo with the winner's trophy and Player of the Match award. Gabriel returned the favour by tagging Richarlison in a pic of his 3 Player of the Match awards from Premier League North London derbies. Listen, we love to see it. We love to see it, man. It's funny because Tottenham and Arsenal, listen, I always sit back with my popcorn and laugh at those 2 clubs. Richarlison is in Gyökeres's post, guys. As you get, listen, this is silly. Strikes confidence into defenders. Stoppable on his day. Strikes confidence into defenders, you know. This is funny. How can man say a striker makes defenders more confident? This is brutal, man. It's brutal, but it's funny. Like, if this is going to be the temperature of the North London derby, because this was a friendly, right? And apparently there's no friendlies. And as we all know, Arsenal were beaten 1-0 against, you know, today. So there's been a lot of aftermath coming out of that victory from Tottenham. And it's just interesting to see the players banter each other. Listen, Gyökeres, yeah, especially with that celebration, yeah, if he doesn't hit the ground running, the media, the fans are going to eat him alive, bro. You cannot... AFTV's video that traumatized British Bulldog the other day, yeah, aside, you coming in with the whole Bane thing and you coming in doing all of this stuff there, yeah, if you don't bang, if you don't come in and do something, I'm telling you, the Premier League is unforgiving, Gyökeres. They're going to chew you up like they did with Anthony and his little, no, Anthony's little spin, his little pirouette. They chewed him up about it. They killed him. So Gyökeres, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's quickly read the chat before we bounce. Remember, during the season we were linked. Yep, read that already. Man said black. Rich Bulldog makes me laugh, you know, I swear down. TK says United pocketing 7.5 million from US preseason tour. That's Sancho transfer type money. We pocketed that much money, TK. 7.5 million. Do you know what? I'm not even thinking about the money that we could earn in the preseason tour and that we're earning money right now. I'm not even thinking about that. That's very, very interesting, TK. Did Chelsea get 100 million euros for winning that dump? Yeah, TK. They did. They did. And that is why people say this thing is rigged. Like, we don't know how you qualify for this thing. We don't actually know. They keep it a secret. I want to see the coefficient table of how you qualify for this Club World Cup. I want to see the table of coefficient points. I can't be told by FIFA, oh, these guys just qualified because they had enough coefficient points. No, then how much did they have? Tell me you're working out. Show me your calculations. Show me. So this whole Club World Cup thing, for me, is still dodgy, bro. It's dodgy. And these guys, what, the transfer window stopped or something, just so these guys could do something, and then it opened again so these guys can make signings. And I don't know, man, this whole thing, the whole Club World Cup thing felt funny. The way that Chelsea were given that 100 million euros, and now they can go out and sign this player and sign that player. It's just like free money, bro. It's that manna from heaven. It's that, how are these guys, yeah, who are all wealthy clubs, getting even more money because they were entering this Club World Cup competition that no one really knew about and nobody cared about until the last game of the season, and the winner gets 100 million pounds. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Listen, I know because of the money involved now, because everybody knows that you're going to get 100 million pounds for winning that tournament, the next tournament, people will take it a lot more serious. Money makes the world go round. And if they do, I'm not going to lie, guys, be ready for more Super League talks. Because of this Club World Cup situation, yeah, get ready for more Super League conversations. We had a conversation yesterday when we said a lot of our owners of these football clubs are owned by Americans. Football in this country, just like lots of property in this country are owned by Russians, football in this country, a lot of it is owned by Arabs who own some of the clubs and Americans. They own the football clubs. They own Manchester United. They own the institution. This Super League thing, especially now with the Club World Cup thing that FIFA are trying to do, it will come back. 100% will come back. Anyway. Yeah, I know there was visiting US in both competitions. One thing Canadians don't like being called American, but you get a pass as long as you bang out them shirts. That's true. Canadians don't like being called American. I know that for sure. Anyway, guys, we banged it out quick. What's the time? 8:30. Listen, I tried to do it quick. We had a lot to go through, guys. A lot of little comments and quotes. We had the game yesterday, so we had to talk about the game. We had to talk about the tactics, the fallout of the game, the transfer news. We had a lot of things to get through today. So I tried to make these things more concise and quick for you guys. But
This is your 4th show today.
yeah. Also, this is my 4th show today. This is the most amount of shows that I've done in such a short space of time. We did the technically yesterday we did a transfer show at 7 p.m. Then at 2:30 we did the watch along. Then after the watch along we did a match reaction. Then after the match reaction earlier on today we did the tactical analysis, and now we're back at the 7 p.m. show. So like 5 shows in this 24 hours. I am finished, people. I'm not gonna lie. And I had to go to work today, my normal job, financial advisor. So today it's been, there we go. Today's been a grueling day. When people say like people like me don't work hard, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've worked hard. No one can tell me I ain't worked, bro. No one can tell me. So it's fun. This is fun. It's a good community. I love football. I love Man United. And you guys make it worthwhile. Without people in the chat, yeah, this will be hard. Without people interacting in this chat, yeah, this shit would be more difficult. So I appreciate you motherfuckers. Yeah? I appreciate you. Car, this will be dry like the bottom of my foot. Without you, Oh man, Taras to Bumbaras. So yeah, man, today good show. A lot of news, a lot of fallout from the game. Like I said, I'm gonna put it up on the channel again. Make sure, guys, support the thing. Even if you click on the video and watch it for 30 seconds, then click off. That's a view. I went through this thing. I'm getting better. Look at the tactical analysis. We're talking about shapes. We're talking about what we did right. Check out the tactical analysis video. Check out the match reaction as well, guys. Share it as well if you can. Let's do this thing. Almost at 400 subscribers in a space of a couple of weeks. We've gone from 300 to 400 almost. We're doing our thing, people. We're doing our thing. Yeah, with the football knowledge that we have, the way that we do things on this channel, have a bit of banter, but we're serious about football and we talk ball properly. It's not a joke. And we do it deep analysis. We go from banter, surface level stuff, jokes, whatever, to deep analysis. Everything you can get on one channel. Yeah. So big up your damn selves, people. I appreciate you, all of you. British Bulldog, TK, Dunno, Turkish, Love, Eddie, Jerry, big up yourselves. AP, I see you. Always big up the chat each and every day for making this worth my time. Wendell always coming with the facts and the logic. Dash, I hope a new person in the chat. I hope you subscribe, bro. I hope you subscribe. So yeah, one thing that's interesting about the way we built up from the back, actually, before we go, is that we didn't get Maguire stepping in to the midfield, creating that box like we did in the last game with De Ligt. We actually built out from the back just as we play. We played with a back three, and we built out from the back with the same back three. So there's no sort of moving around. There's no Maguire joining the midfield to create a box and all these things. We actually played the way that we set up, which is quite interesting. Quite interesting. TK says, another stellar show. Today's MVP, BB's QR code. British Bulldog is British Bulldog is the guy, bro. 500 leaflets with QR code can't be expensive. No, you're right. I can throw shapes. Listen, one of these days, yeah, because you can't keep saying these things, yeah, and there's no evidence. So one of these days, British Bulldog, we're gonna have to see the evidence. We do it deep. That needs to go on the shirt. I don't even know how to tackle that, bro. There's so many things that came into my head to say, but yeah. Now we do. We do it deep. Oh, flipping heck. Flipping heck, guys. Anyway, it's been lovely. It's been amazing. Big up yourself. Enjoy your evening. It's 8:30 still, so you know you can still go gym and whatnot. We'll be back probably same time tomorrow. I'm gonna have an early night probably tonight. I'm feeling it, people. I ain't gonna lie. The match against Everton is on Saturday at 10 p.m. people. So yeah, we'll go live for that watch along as well, and we hope, people. We just hope that we get to see Cunha and Mbumo start that match. Choose wisdom, we do it deep. We are out, people. Love.